Did you know that more than 1 billion fires were reported in the United States in 2014, causing more than 3,000 deaths and 15,000 injuries?
Did you know that most home fires start in kitchens?
Did you know that smoking in bed is the leading cause of home fire deaths?
Did you know if you have a fire that starts in your home, you may have just 2 minutes to escape?
Did you know that a fire injury is reported every 40 minutes?
Did you know more than 75% of fire fatalities occur from residential fires?
Did you know that 7 people lose their lives to a home fire each day?
Did you know that home fires are the single largest disaster threat to American families?
But that working smoke alarms can cut the risk of dying in fires by half.
The American Red Cross Home Fire Preparedness Campaign aims to reduce home fire deaths and injuries by 25% over the next 5 years by working with community partners and stakeholders like you to install smoke alarms and provide disaster safety education.
As an American Red Cross smoke alarm installation volunteer, you can help your neighbors reduce the risk and effects of home fires, saving lives and property. Thank you for your participation in this important campaign.
Installation volunteers will be assigned to small groups and given maps of neighborhoods and materials to help educate residents. Groups will assess existing smoke alarms, install alarms, and/or replace batteries where necessary. Before heading out, be sure that all volunteers are prepared with important supplies like comfortable walking shoes and weather-appropriate clothing, water, tracking forms, pens or pencils, and a folder or clipboard, maps of the area you'll be canvassing, a portable first aid kit, door hangers or flyer to leave when no one's home. Canvass and install in groups of 3 or 4 only during daylight hours. Make sure that a point person from the Red Cross or your organization has the cell phone numbers of at least one person in each group. Share a backup plan in case of emergency or inclement weather. Be sure to have appropriate identification and to let residents know that you're affiliated with the Red Cross and/or any additional organization you may represent. Establish a set time and location for everyone to reassemble after canvassing. You should expect each installation to take about 20 minutes and consist of 5 steps. Introduction. Introduce yourself and the program, noting that you're with the Red Cross, and ask permission to enter the home to check smoke alarms. Installation. Check for working alarms, replacing batteries, or installing new alarms where needed. Education. Help the resident understand basic home fire safety and prevention. Data collection. Capture data needed to monitor and evaluate program activities. Closeout. Thank the resident for their time. Members of your group should be assigned to one of 3 roles: installer, educator, or documenter. Let's take a look at each of these in more detail. After greeting the family, the installer should ask an adult resident for permission to test all smoke alarms and ensure the home has working alarms on every level. For each smoke alarm in the home, do the following: test the alarm with the resident, check the manufacture date on the back of each alarm. If an alarm is more than 5 years old, offer to install a new one. If the alarm is less than 5 years old but is not working, offer to replace the batteries. If in doubt about how old an alarm is, replace with a new one. Ensure there are working alarms on each level and in key areas of the house, including hallways outside sleeping areas, on the ceiling at the bottom of stairways, in living rooms or dens. The preferred location to install is on the ceiling, close to the center of the room. If ceiling installation is not practical, wall mounts can be used. Avoid installing alarms in kitchens, attics, bathrooms, or garages, near fans, air vents, or heating appliances, or near exterior doors or windows. Once the alarms are installed, show the resident how to test them. While the installer is checking batteries and installing alarms, the safety educator should provide fire safety and smoke alarm education. Plan to spend 7 to 10 minutes reviewing fire safety education and developing a family disaster plan. First, teach residents how to maintain, test, silence, and replace their alarms. Next, review the home fire safety checklist with the residents and address any hazards identified in the home, like cords running under rugs or curtains hanging above heating appliances. Using the dry erase boards provided, make an evacuation and family disaster plan with the residents, identifying escape routes, including 2 ways out of every room and an outside meeting spot. Take the opportunity to talk with residents about being safe from any additional local hazards like earthquakes, flood, or tornadoes. Meanwhile, the documenter should capture information about the home and the services provided. Without your work, the Coalition cannot tell the story of the great work that is happening in each community. Before beginning home visits, become familiar with the Home Visit Record Form and the Smoke Alarm Acknowledgement Form, and make sure that you have enough copies of each. Document the visit by completing all 6 sections of the home visit record with help from the resident. If residents do not wish to provide this information, they are still eligible to receive services. At the conclusion of each home visit, ensure that an adult resident completes and signs the acknowledgement form to acknowledge receipt of services. Let's take a look at an installation team in action.
Hi.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. My name is John. This is Whitney, and this is Beth.
Hi, guys.
And we're with the American Red Cross, and we're out in the neighborhood today making sure that people have working smoke alarms and that they have a plan to get out of their home in case of a fire.
Oh.
May we come in and make sure that your smoke alarms are working and install any that you might need?
Okay, sure. Yeah, come on in.
We'd like to start by checking any smoke alarms that you have now in the home to make sure that they're working properly. Do you have some smoke alarms now?
I think we do, perhaps in the hallway and maybe upstairs in the boys' bedrooms.
Okay. Beth and I can check on those, and Whitney's got some safety information that she'd like to go over with you, if that's okay.
Sure.
Mrs. Smith, I have a home fire safety checklist that I'd like to review with you.
Great.
And this document really shows some of the common ways that home fires are started. The most common start of a home fire is smoking in bed. And so this is a great document to share with your family that shows how to stay safe and prevent home fires. And most people are not aware that if your home catches on fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to escape. And so I have this home fire escape board that I'd like to share with you, and these are both yours to keep. And so what you do with this board is you draw a floor plan of your house, and every room would need 2 safe exits to escape a burning home.
Okay.
And then your family can practice this and time yourself to make sure that you can get out in 2 minutes. Now, Mrs. Smith, I'd like to educate you on your new smoke alarms that we're providing. And these smoke alarms are actually good for 10 years. And so you won't need to change the battery on these. And then there's 2 buttons on the smoke alarm, one to test, and you just push this top button here. And then to turn off that sound, you push to hush. And you want to test your smoke alarms about once a month. And now we can check in with John and Beth and see how they're going with your installation.
As Whitney mentioned, a lot of home fires start in the kitchen, but because there's some smoke in here on a normal basis, we don't actually install the smoke alarms in the kitchen.
I see.
So here, we might want to install one right here, just outside the kitchen. And since you've got this hallway, actually, we could put one here or Actually, right here may be a very good place, about midway through the hallway here. That's the last one, and now that we've got those installed, Beth has some paperwork for you to sign, and we'll be done.
Sounds good. So to wrap up, I'm just going to get a bit of information from you about your home, about the residents of the home, and have you sign this acknowledgement form acknowledging the services we provided today. Sound good?
Perfect.
A few final tips before you begin your installations. Always stay with your volunteer group and do not enter or leave homes without all members of the group. Remain friendly and respectful. Remember, you are a guest in someone's home. Before entering, always get permission from an adult resident. Do not enter a residence if children are home alone. Tell your volunteers to skip any houses they don't feel comfortable approaching. Safety first. Avoid leaving information in anyone's mailbox. Mailboxes are federal property and it is illegal to tamper with them. Ask permission before taking any photos. Ensure that anyone photographed has signed a photo release. Practice what you are going to say before you head out. Keep your messages short and simple. Thank the residents for speaking with you and have fun. Thank you for the journey you're about to embark on. You truly are saving lives.